the characteristics of the diaspora, not just in America, but also around the world. And that's why that center in New York is also going to, working with NYU, we're going to get involved, do a program, a study on the African diaspora as well. But what we notice also is that in our own diaspora strategy is not just a one way. We also provide financing, by the way. And the financing can be on the continent, so we bring our balance sheet. It can also be, outside of the continent, wherever it is needed. We're trying to see also how we can use the remittances that come, the huge amount of remittances that flow into Africa to develop towards the development of our continent, and it becomes capital that can be used for development. I was just going to say that our diaspora strategy is not a one-way street. It's not all about resources coming from the West, for want of a better word, to Africa, but also vice versa. And that's what we've seen in the Caribbean as well, because Africans are now able also to take advantage of the opportunities in the Caribbean as well. So there's also an exchange of trade and information flow. And the greatest problem we see, or the challenge we see, is the lack of access to information. And she was asking about one of the issues we've had with our colonial past, is that information was restricted. We didn't know what was happening anywhere else. And breaking down the barriers of lack of access to trade and market information is one of the things we aim to do by some of these outreaches. Whether it is in Caribbean or is in Africa, the trade fair that the president talked about. We're going to have a diaspora day in that trade fair, which is, working with the mayors. So we're working with, I personally was in Los Angeles some months ago, maybe a few months ago, with the mayor, Karen Bass, So that's one of the platforms we're going to use to even begin to see what Africa, has, to get information. Afreximbank prides itself with being a knowledge center because of our experience, 30 years of experience there, and that's some of the things we want to share. But also, we're also having trade and investment promotion activities. This is one of them, for instance. These engagements, these roadshows, these meetings. In the Caribbean, we have another one that's happening in Guyana in October 30th to 31st, if my memory serves, in Guyana, again to continue to foster the exchange of trade and trade and investments, but also getting information across. So we have a number of interventions that cut across trade and investment promotions, financing, the internships that the president. We will have a program to draw African diaspora back to Africa, use into and embed them in some of our what we call intra-African trade champions, the companies, using savings, mobilize them to do diaspora bonds. We have a number of interventions for the diaspora. Did you hear the president say that in Durban? There are very few countries. If you ask
but
me,
it's only two.
South Africa and Egypt that can host it. He told you that we had 32,000 visitors. We had 1,006. Where would they be in Nigeria?
Which
capacity
can
hotel? Which hotel?
Yes.
Do you have 32,000 beds? Why did we withdraw from Cote d'Ivoire? We went to inspect where they were in March. They could only show us 8,000 whatever beds.
We
even told them, why don't you go and hire cruise ships?